from Paducah, Kentucky knows how to log into the internet.
Hey, wait a minute. I figured it out. This took me a few years. Yeah, it was and I got a couple of students and a couple of folks that have we've worked with out from Paducah. There's a guy there that owns a record company that's a really cool dude, and a bunch of other folks. And Paducah's I always say Paducah is a great place to be from. Uh, so anyway, well, great to have you guys here. We're going to be talking about POD, but a little bit differently than what you've normally maybe heard about. A lot of you guys have heard about print on demand. It seems like a boring subject. This is about products on demand. It's considerably different, and I've got a really giant twist to this whole business that I don't think anybody other than me really does or uses. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you don't know me, that's a former version of me. I'm a little thinner now. I go up and down, but I had a little darker hair then. But my name is Perry Belcher. I've sold about somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 billion worth of product online over my career. I used to say $900 million. I've been saying 900 million for a few years now, so I'm sure that I'm well over um, a billion. I still don't know how to spell resources. It turns out. Look at that. And this document that I'm going to be teaching from today is about 80 pages long. I don't want that to scare you. We're going to cover a lot of material, and at the end, I'm going to give you the document. So don't worry too much if you miss something along the way. You'll have a reference point to go back to. So I hope you dig on that. So before I get started, just so I stay out of jail, I'm making no claims here how much or how little money you'll make. If I talk about something I've done, it's something I've done. Um, you know, ordinary person watching this is going to earn $0 because ordinary people don't do much. Extraordinary people do. So I'm not a lawyer, an accountant, a doctor, a gynecologist, or any of those things, although I dream about it sometimes. I don't play one on TV. So seek counsel from whoever your professionals are, should you have any questions in those arenas. And this is clearly not a professionally produced video. So if you're worried about the oohs and the ahs and the things in here, you're gonna be sad. So what I'm gonna teach you guys tonight is how I sold $100 million worth of the digital product, giving away t-shirts, hats, and mugs. And I've sold a lot more than that with other products on demand, but I'm just going to stick tonight to the 100 mil because I think would everybody here be okay if they sold 100 mil with shirts, hats, and mugs? You could say in the chat if that would be enough for you or not. I don't need to ski behind too many yachts. And I built a list of 11 million people in the process as a byproduct of this business model. So this is one hell of a business model. If you look at my career over the last, I'd say 7 or 8 years, and I've been, like I said, I've sold $1 billion worth of product, but I've been doing this since Jesus was a baby. I'm old as dirt, right? But if you look at the last 7 or 8 years, I've probably done 400, 500 million of that in those few years. And I'd say the vast majority of it was done using this model or a model very similar to it. So please pay attention. It really does work. It's an honest thing. It's not a bunch of bullshit. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass about how rich you're going to get selling an ebook or some bullshit like that. This is a real business. And if a real business scares you and you don't want to do something that requires a little bit of work and a little bit of creativity and a few steps to follow, if you're just looking for somebody to drop a bag of money under your pillow, you may leave now. You ain't going to get that here, right? So this is a little example of just a few hours, right, of shirts that go out in one of our businesses that are two of them actually, the American Gun Association, Family Protection Association. These shirts, stickers, and whatnot are going out to um, members, some new members and some not new members. And I'll explain how that all works in a minute. But what I'm going to show you today is how I build great big membership businesses using um, print on demand or products on demand. And it's kind of a sideways method of business. So pay attention so you don't lose your way, right? So what's the big deal? You already know what print on demand is. If you don't, I'll explain it to you. And there's a little video in here where the guy explains print on demand. I'm not even going to get into all that with you because it doesn't matter. Traditional print on demand is a way of going to a company, uploading a design, they make you a product, like a t-shirt, let's say, and ship it to your customer for you. They cover the shipping, they cover the shipping, the manufacturing, all that. You never actually see the product. You just upload a design and it goes out the door. Here's the downer. You don't make any money. This has been around for a while now. Most people that are doing traditional print on demand are not making any money. They're moving a lot of money around, but when you're looking at some of these platforms charging as much as $15, $16, $17 to print a shirt and ship it, what are you going to sell it for? If you sell it for 20 bucks, which is kind of the going rate on a shirt, if you sell it for 20 bucks on a specialty shirt, you're going to make $3 or $4. You can't possibly pay the marketing cost to sell the shirt for that. So other than being in the fundraising business or printing shirts for your kid's soccer team or something like that, it really doesn't make sense. But there's another way that I'm going to teach you tonight where you can literally 4 or 5x your margins and build a very substantial digital business on the back of these products without taking a lot of risk. 99% of people that approach POD never make any real money. The big roadblocks other than margin, there are two big roadblocks in print on demand, and that's design and margin. You got to have a lot of designs. So traditionally, people that started print on demand businesses went out and hired graphic artists. A lot of times they'd hire them offshore to build them designs. And, they wouldn't always get what they wanted and whatever. If you were a graphic artist and you were really good at it, you could kind of eke out a living with print on demand if you did really specialized stuff. But it's really hard to do because you had to be an artist, right? Well, today I'm telling you, I ain't no artist, and anybody here can attest to that. I barely draw a stick man, and I can do this up one side and down the other. Secondly, you just didn't have the proper margins. With the way these companies work, they're making a lot of money on a lot of people. So they make a little bit of money on a whole bunch of people. They don't care if they make much money at all. But I'm going to show you, like I said, a trick, one little simple trick that'll increase your profit margin up to 400%, actually infinity percent, really, if you think about it. The way that I'll show you how to do it. And build a big membership business on the back. Nobody else, I don't think, just about in the world is doing this other than us. So I hope you'll dig this. So let me ask you a question. You can answer in the chat. Who else believes they can give away valuable stuff to people that people really want and lose money on every transaction? Who thinks they can pull that off? Who thinks if you didn't have to make a profit, you could give away a lot of stuff and lose money on it? I can tell you it's actually pretty easy to do. So if you believe that, though, here's the thing. If you believe that, by the time we finish tonight, you'll see how that can turn into a lot of money for you. A lot of money for you. So this is an example. When I got started in the association business, which is one of the ways I make money on the back of these products, I started a company called the Family Protection Association. And the Family Protection Association started off by giving away gadgets. We would do free plus shipping offers for gadgets. So this little match that we had, this little Everstripe match, was one of our big giveaways. I gave away the credit card knife before they made us stop giving away or selling knives on Facebook. So if we could have kept selling knives on Facebook, I sold 1.5 million, or I gave away 1.5 million credit card knives following this model. And out of that, built a membership of 67,000 monthly paying members at $17 a member. I won't tell you how much money that is, but you got a pencil in front of you and a pen, you can probably figure it out. The thing is, I lost money selling the credit card knife. I didn't make any money at all. I lost $2 to $3 every time I sold one. So I was that guy. Could you lose money? Could you pull that off? I figured I could pull that off. But enough people immediately bought the membership that was 100% digital on the back and paid for all that cost. Now, what happened eventually, the challenge with this business is products coming from China, having to inventory those products, I ended up having a 27,000 square foot warehouse that we were paying. How much rent on that warehouse, Emma?
It was
40,
just over, what did you say? 40?
just under 40 grand a month, wasn't it?
It was 38.
38, yeah, $38,000 a month warehouse with all this merchandise in it. And we were just maxed out. We had a lot of people, all that. And what we figured out eventually was even more than gadgets, people really, really wanted printed gear. They wanted things that were real specialized to them. And it let us really individualize uh, the funnels because people buy things. Here's a writer downer. People buy things that remind themselves and tell others who they are. People buy things that remind themselves and tell others who they are. That's the reason we buy so many t-shirts. The average American buys something like 18 new t-shirts a year and owns 60 t-shirts. It's a crazy number like that. I don't know if it's exact, but it's pretty doggone close. It's a nutty, nutty, nutty number. Everybody type in the chat, how many t-shirts do you guess that you own? Or if you're a hat wearer, even more. If you guys look, I'm not hat fishing anybody. I have hair. It's just kind of sticking up today. But I don't wear a lot of hats. But dudes I know that wear hats wear insane amount of hats, right? And nobody wears a plain hat. Nobody wears a plain shirt, not that often. We all want to wear something that helps people identify us. And when we're online trying to sell something like a membership or a course or a merchandise or gear or anything, the biggest challenge is identifying the market we're going to sell to. So nothing does that like selling customized products or products on demand. Okay. So to give you an example, I'll show you some of the math here. We would sell this 1995 waterproof match. We'd give it away for free, claim yours here. And then we use something called a two-step order form. So this is one of the big secrets to this whole system is using a two-step order form. Why? Because people would, and notice this limit 5 per household. Guess how many the average person bought? Answer is 3.5. Almost everybody maxed out, right? They either buy 1 or they buy 5. But when you get here to the form, fill out the form while supplies last. So they fill out step 1, which is name, email address, phone number, street address, all the things you would do going through a normal e-commerce transaction. Okay. Then they go to step 2 where they put their credit card in. Well, guess what? About 2/3 of the people don't fill out the credit card part. Like half the people that hit the page will usually fill out this form. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 50% of the people will fill out the first form. So they go to the next page, only about 20% of them would continue to buy. So about a 10% front end conversion rate from ice cold traffic. That's been our standard forever. If we've got almost any of these print on demand products, products on demand products, gadgets, gear, anything like that, it almost always converts at 10% because it's a free plus shipping. It's an irresistible offer. And here's the thing. If you're selling or have tried to sell a digital product, even a low ticket digital product, you'll know that that conversion rate of 10% is basically impossible to achieve because people just don't value digital products like they value physical products. You know, people buy physical products because they want them. They buy digital products generally because they need them. And I would always rather be in the want business than the need business because people will pay irrational amounts of money for things that they want and buy them at irrational times. If you don't believe that, look at the car industry, right? If you look at automobiles today, 78% of automobiles in America are bought by somebody who has a perfectly good car. Gabe just wants a new car. It doesn't matter. He'll get one too, because he's gonna, isn't that right, Emma? I'm just kidding. So I'm gonna send him some photos later, some
Yeah, go ahead, Perry. I got something for you. Keep it up.
new good models that are out there. But no, but people buy cars because they want a car. People buy new clothes because they want new clothes. They don't buy new clothes because they need new clothes. Hell, we all got more clothes than we need. We all just want it, right? So when you get in the want market, if you've been in this business for very long and you've bought into the idea of selling um, courses and ebooks and all those things, yes, you can make money with that. It is very difficult, especially in today's market, as information has gotten um, more and more accessible to people. YouTube puts out amazing free information. There's a lot of it. There's GPTs that can tell you how to do damn near anything in the world now on Chat GPT, stuff like that. So information is becoming less and less valuable, but merchandise is becoming more and more valuable, especially with like tariffs coming on and things like that. People want, but they want customized merchandise. They don't want junk merchandise. They want their own stuff that speaks to them. And that's really where this model is just beautiful. And it combines the two things that I think sell the best in the world. And they're the things that I build all my businesses around. And that's products that people want and communities. Everybody's still buying communities right now. Everybody's still buying belonging. And they will buy belonging till the end of time. You can't change that. So having memberships, associations, groups, things like Ignite Mastermind that we have is amazing. You know, these families of people, 1,000 people in this group, and they're like a great big family. That's easy to convince people to be a part of if you got the right value. So I would lose about $1 a sale. That's not really true. I'd lose about right at $2 a sell eventually, and we sold 1.2 million. So I gave away somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.5 to $2 million in loss. But I would sell 13% of those people a generator that would get me a $300 profit. This was before I ever had uh, the Family Protection Association membership. So if you do the math on that, you know, I do 100 sales, I'll lose $100, really about $200. I'd sell 13 generators that made me a $300 profit each. That's a $3,900 profit less the $100. Let's call it a $300 loss. Doesn't matter. You got a $3,300 profit. So you can kind of see how. So why does that work? Why is that true? Because once a person is in buying momentum, they tend not to stop. Right? How many of y'all have ever been in a store where you walk around the store for an hour and you don't buy anything? I'm going to pick on the ladies for a minute. So uh, I've been shopping with a lot of ladies before, usually as the human dollar that was walking next to them. My job was to pay, right? Which dudes, that's always our job. But I'm walking along and they'll spend an hour picking up stuff and putting it back, picking up stuff and putting it back. And then they'll find like a pair of shoes or a pair of earrings. Oh, I love these earrings. Now the earrings go around the store and they buy 33 other things that go with the pair of earrings, you know. So once we get in buying momentum, we tend to stay in buying momentum. And it's especially true online. So the big secret to this process that I'm talking about up here, there's another giant secret here, right? The big secret is they fill out the form here. They get to the next step, 10% of them. They're going to give me like $6 or $7 for shipping and handling. It's free plus shipping offer. But guess what I got now? I have a credit card number on them. And all they have to do to buy the next thing is press one single button. That's it. They just have to press the add this to my order button. And it's all added, whether that's a recurring membership in a club. And if you've ever tried to sell a membership before, I can tell you why you failed at it if you failed. It's because memberships are incredibly difficult to sell. I don't care who you are, even for me, they're next impossible to sell. You always have to sell something up front and then offer someone a membership. Almost always. Very few people will just sign up for a recurring membership that haven't had at least an initial transaction with you. They want to have one transaction with you, and then they're ready to do that part. So why do I like this model so well? Well, it's e-commerce, and e-commerce is so much bigger than like information sales are the bump on the ass of e-commerce. The entire information sales industry is less than 3% of the size of the e-commerce industry. Isn't that crazy? Less than 3% and less than 1% of the total physical products industry. So when you're comparing selling information to merchandise, it's not a fair it's not a fair comparison. They can't be compared, right? But the problem is with most merchandise, you get the problems that I had. You end up with $1 million worth of inventory, which I had a little less than $1 million, but $800,000 worth of inventory sitting on shelves. You end up with 27,000-foot warehouses and forklifts, and you wouldn't believe all the crap that goes with a warehouse. Uh, Forklifts, security systems, inventory systems, all the crap you have to have. But you do all that. I used to do all that because the physical merchandise outsold digital merchandise by so much. So how much? Anywhere from 5 times to 10 times better conversion. It would not be unusual for you to come out with an ebook tomorrow and say, get my
for your, I mean,
it would not be unusual for you to come out with an offer like this tomorrow and say, get my free ebook, just pay $6.95 and get my ebook for just $6.95 and then I'll show you the next thing I got. I would not be at all surprised for you to convert that at less than 1%. When you have a piece of merchandise, you're going to see that convert usually in the 10% range. One time, Ryan Dice, my business partner, Ryan Dice, in Digital Marketer, we started Digital Marketer together and ran it for 13 years. He brought out a book called the Invisible Selling Machine. He was very proud of the book. It was a really good book. And he took it out to our list and said, hey, who wants to buy my book? And the conversion rate on it was less than 3%. I want to say it was 2.3 or 2.6%. I'm looking at a picture of Ryan and I on the wall right now. It's pretty funny, but less than 3%. When we put a digital marketer t-shirt that said I'm smarter on the front of it and said get the book with the t-shirt, it converted 11.3%. That's the power of something somebody just freaking wants. And they didn't want it because it said digital marketer. This was a big lesson. They wanted it because it said I'm smarter. They wanted people to identify them as smart. That's my point, right? People really want to buy things that identify themselves, to others and remind themselves who they are, right? We do it all the time. Even the cars we drive, clothes we wear, everything that we do, right? But physical products always convert 4 to 5 times better. I always joke, nobody ever went broke selling hot dogs. This old buddy of mine that got me in the hot dog business years ago. And I was talking about all these crazy businesses I wanted to start. I said, why are you in the hot dog business, man? He said, ain't nobody ever went broke selling hot dogs. And he's right. If you go on the street corner selling hot dogs, you're going to sell some hot dogs, probably, right? Same is true with t-shirts. The same is true with coffee mugs. The same is true with hats. These are impulsive purchases. If you put, softball hats in front of people who like paying softball, they're going to buy them. If you put fishing hats in front of people that like to fish, they're going to buy them. If you put beer mugs in front of people in Key West that say free beer on the front, they're going to buy them. Right, Brian? So this is all just part of the gig, right? It's part of the game. So, they are the most common products in the world. But the way that the game is rigged right now on print on demand, you just can't make any money. But there's a secret. There's a secret to this business that nobody gets. And I'll explain that in just a second. We operate this business in 3 phases. The first phase is the print on demand phase, and it makes little or no money. And I'll explain how that works in a minute. But we have 2 more phases I'm about to get to. But first, you've got to select a niche market that you're going to go into. Now, you've got to do this in a reverse order. Okay. The objective is to figure out, what do you ultimately want to sell? What list do you ultimately want to build? So if whatever you're going to sell in the front is going to build your business, build your list of prospects to sell them products in the future. Okay. So what you don't want to do is build a list of people who don't have anything to do with the thing that you ultimately want to sell. That being said, I'm going to walk you through some of the best niches right now for printed merchandise. And printed merchandise doesn't just mean, we're going to talk about this in a minute too. It doesn't just mean shirts and hats and mugs. You can make custom made jewelry now. You can make custom made full dresses, custom made all sorts of things, tote bags, handbags, swimsuits, you name it. You can do it all. So, number one market probably today are pets. People are crazy about buying things with their pets' photos on them. There's activism, like fundraising opportunities. These are great opportunities for you, especially in the local market. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Family, anything that shows you have strong family values. People have strong family values, want to meet other people with strong family values, so they wear things that remind them that. Humor, funny stuff. The problem with humor, so here's a good challenge, right? Humor sells shirts. You can sell a lot of shirts with humor. One of the best selling shirts I ever saw in my life was at a push cart in um, gosh, what's the little town? Irving, Texas. Not a little town, little suburb of Dallas, Irving. The guy he sold Texas t-shirts, and his number one selling shirt by a lot was a shirt that said Texas, where farting is considered a competitive sport. That was his number one selling shirt. That would be a terrible shirt for you to sell online. Do you understand why? You don't have anywhere else to go. You don't know what the next thing is that they're going to buy. If they buy a shirt with a banjo on it, they're probably into playing the banjo. So if you've got something that has to do with banjos, you can sell them that. If you've got a shirt that just says CEO on it, now you got something to sell them. I sold CEO hats, lots and lots and lots of them, because people wanted to be identified as a CEO. They want to remind themselves and tell other people that they're a CEO. So I was able to take people from that down to a CEO challenge, and then go into an information product and all sorts of things that we could do there. People really buy things around their careers. This is a great way to identify people, to put them in newsletters that are B2B newsletters. The most profitable newsletters in the world are B2B newsletters. So people will buy all sorts of things that have to do with their career. Hairdressers, not just hairdressers, but anybody. It doesn't matter what your career is. I bought and sold custom cufflinks for accountants, and one cufflink said debit and the other cufflink said credit. And a lot of times you want to sell a thing that is subtle, okay, and maybe only identified by a special kind of person. Like if most people saw credit and debit, they wouldn't think about that. But for an accountant, it's very identifiable. My son, who just got here a few minutes ago, we were at a right as he was able to drink. We went to a bar at the Wynn Bar, the VIP bar at the Wynn, and we were sitting at the bar having, I think, our first beer ever together. And he looks over and he sees this guy, and the guy has on a shirt, and it's like, I don't remember what it said. And it was like 11-111-1, was something like that. And Sam gets up and walks over to the guy and says, "Hey man, what do you play?" And he started shaking hands with him, and they struck up a conversation. And this shirt was something called a paradiddle, and it's a rhythm that drummers play in. I had no idea what it meant, but why would this guy be wearing a shirt that meant nothing to anyone else except other drummers? Because they want to meet other drummers. You see these shirts that are like left, right, left space, right, left space. They're cheat codes for video games that video gamers wear. Shauna wouldn't have any damn idea what that was if she saw it. I probably wouldn't. Shamori might. Hell, I don't know if he plays video games or not. But they don't want to meet people that don't play video games. They want to meet other people like them. Does that make sense? So now you could sell all sorts of stuff that had to do with video gaming, space and science, holidays, fitness, astrology, music, anything with vehicles really work well. This is one of my favorite sites. I'm going to click on it, see if it'll let me go to it now. It's called Custom Captain. Now, this guy's got an interesting business. So they take a picture of your boat, run it through a GPT, and I'll show you exactly how they do it in a few minutes. Matter of fact, why don't we use their boat? I'm going to drag this over. I'm probably going to screw this up because I used a different boat earlier when I was testing this. So, but they take a picture of your boat and they put it on a shirt or merchandise, put your name under it. They're getting $40, $50 for these shirts. It's crazy the amount of money they get. But they don't just do shirts. They do shirts, they do mugs, right? They do hats. They do everything that has to do with any of that. And you can see the people that use them, they really, really like them. If you spend $100,000 on a boat, you're going to buy some other crap to go with that boat, right? So I don't know if we can see how much they're charging or not, but I bet it's a lot. This is a normal t-shirt. 35 bucks. 35 bucks. And they're actually making money from print on demand with that shirt. That's a rarity. But when you use my trick that I'm going to show you in a few minutes, you'd make $30 from that $35 shirt. So you want to pay attention. But does everybody see how that's cool? Can you see how that would be that you could find a bajillion other ways? Classic cars are amazing. Guys that own classic cars will buy anything with a picture of their car on it. Guys that drive semi trucks will do that. Jet skis, four-wheelers, you name it, doesn't matter. They love vehicles, motorcycles, right? So that's one of my favorite examples to show. Just remember to explore sub niches, right? Here's the beauty to this business. I joked one time before that there are over 700 websites in the world for people who like to have sex with balloons, right? Which I can't even understand the physics of that, all right? But the point is, no matter how niche your market, right, there are people that will buy. There was a person who did a Facebook group called Let's All Pretend We're Ants. And it was all about people pretending they were ants living in an ant colony. They got 2 million people in the Facebook group. Guess what they did when they got 2 million people in a Facebook group? They sold them ant t-shirts and ant mugs and ant hats. It was crazy. But the weirder you can get, like instead of going out and say, well, I'm going to do stuff for accountants, go out and make stuff for taxidermists. Instead of saying I'm going to make stuff for French bulldogs, make stuff for Yorkie poodles, right? You want to do stuff that's weird and harder to come by because you're not going to have any cost in any of this. There's no inventory requirement. All right. There's no inventory requirement. You can make as many as you want. So next, that's where we're going to go next is into how do you make the design? So do you guys understand if you were a great designer, right? And you could figure out how to buy this stuff at 3/4 less than what everybody else is paying for it, would you guys agree with me that this is a pretty damn amazing opportunity? What would you guys say? Nobody's saying anything. They think it's all crap. Okay. I got a few people that are agreeing. Yeah, absolutely. It's the best business, man. And I'll tell you, this is an honest business. It's an honest business you can have fun with, man. It's not a bunch of bullshit. You don't have to write a lot of copy. You don't have to be at all persuasive with people. You really don't. I mean, it's just so friggin' easy to make this work compared to every other thing out there. And you're not dealing with, when you get into most physical merchandise, and I sell on Amazon, and I think Amazon's an amazing platform, but it's difficult. There's so many rules to follow and so many things that you have to do. And you got to stock so much inventory and all these different Amazon distribution centers all over the country and things. It's very complicated. So this gives you the ability to be in really the biggest business in the world online is e-commerce. There's nothing that's even remotely close. It's way bigger than the SaaS industry. It's bigger than anything. It gives you the ability to be in that business without all the hassle that comes with being in that business, right? So let's talk about making designs. So I'm going to take you to first to something called Midjourney, which I didn't, as usual, I didn't log in before we got started. And this is a little website called Midjourney. This is running Midjourney through Discord, which I do it the old way. You can run it straight through Midjourney if you have an account at Midjourney. And this is not Midjourney. This is there. It is. That was actually Slack saying, "Did you all see the message in there about how I said Emma Rainville had warts all over her body? You didn't see that? It's crazy." All right. Okay. So I'm going to go here. So somebody give me an interesting niche. What's somebody into? Tell me something they might like. Sex with balloons. Now, oh great. Okay, tailgating. So hold on. So I'm just going to go here and do imagine people tailgating at a football game, drinking beer, having a great time. 2 girls and 1 guy. I need odds like this. Believe me. So actually, I need 8 to 1 odds. Perfect for me. But that's all you have to do to get some amazing imagery really quick. And this is the hardest way to get imagery you're going to get. Okay. I didn't understand my instructions, but I kind of got it right. Okay, this one looks pretty cool because it's got some blueness in the back. We're going to pick number 4 and upscale number 4. And we're going to save that over here. Okay. So I'll show you what we're going to do with that in a minute. Somebody else give me a different one. How about a
book club?
color image of a 1957 Chevy red and white convertible? Anybody here want one of those? It used to be the hot classic car. I think now a classic car is a 82 Nissan because I'm that damn old. Yeah, here you go. So look at this, man. Look at how beautiful these are. I'm gonna pick I'll pick number 1 since it's kind of out there. Is there anybody that thinks they can't do what I'm showing you right now? Is there anybody that thinks they can't pull that off? Right? Um, Create a vector mascot of the football team called the Key West Captains. They're not Key West Captains, there should be. You should start a pro sports team down there called the Key West Captains for something. And this is the last one we'll do. And I'll show you what we're going to do with these in a second. All right, cool. So there's your mascot for the Key West Captains. Which one you like best, Brian? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Don't say 4. 3. Okay, got 3. 3 it is. All right. Is there anybody here that thinks they couldn't do what I just did? Is there anybody that thinks they couldn't do what I just did? If so, please, by all means, speak up. Now, there are other sites. I'll walk you through a couple. Can you guys still see my screen with Custom Captain on it? So
Yes, we do.
if you go to Ideogram, and you're going to find all this is kind of obsolete in a few minutes, but I want to show you guys through the gamut. If you go to Ideogram, And I take that same command and I say, create me a vector mascot for the football team, the Key West Captains. And this is just another tool called ideogram that's going to give me slightly different art. And a lot of times I like this one better because if you're going to use words, it's going to do a lot better with your words. But I don't like the design nearly as well. But I'll show you a little trick in a second if you want to see it. I could actually take this out, cut it out, and put it on the other. I do like that it's a goat, though. That's kind of cool. But I could cut this out and put it on the other design if I wanted to using Canva. Okay. So normally what I would do now, am I losing anybody, Trisha? Is everybody still with me?
They are still with you.
They're still doing it to it. So I'm going to create a design here and I'll just make it a logo. So get a square box. And I can pull in the Key West Captains to here. And I'm going to say that I don't like anything about this except this part. So I'm going to cut that out. And it'll drop it over on my desktop. And there we go. We'll pull that back in. And now I'm going to go here and click this and have the background removed on that graphic. So it didn't take it all off. So I'll go here to edit and I'll do my magic eraser. And I can erase all these things around here that just take a couple of minutes. And I'll show you what we're going to do. Since we liked part of one and didn't like part of the other, it's going to erase these out. Try to get as close as I can. This won't be perfect. I would take a little more time if I were doing this normally. Okay. And I'll erase this background. And now we're just left with the Key West Captains, right? Now I can go here and pull in this design that we all liked a minute ago, right? And I can send that to the back and expand this up. And now I've created the exact design that I wanted. Can everybody see how they could easily do that? Now, let me show you one other thing that's really cool they have in Canva now. Because it used to, sometimes AI has a challenge with letters, but pretty much not anymore. But I'm going to click this and we're going to go here and say, edit this and do magic grab. And it's going to, oh, it did it already. And it's going to grab the words here. Sorry. Give me just 1 second. Yeah, it's not doing it for me today. Normally, you can grab this and change the letters. We've all done that. Oh, I see why. I did it as a cutout. If I just had that one design, hold on, let me do it. I just want to show you guys that it does work, that I'm not full of crap. We'll do this one. We'll just pull this in, and I'm going to say that I want to change the words here. So I can go to Magic Grab. If it doesn't work this time, I'm just going to be mad. Well, it's not gonna, it didn't want to work on that. I don't know why. Huh. Normally it would. I can show you guys how to do that. It almost always does, but for some reason it's giving me a hard time on that today. Okay, so we got the general idea of how that works, but you don't need any of that anymore, right? So, anybody want to give me a challenge? Who wants something else designed? We've got a couple. We got the tailgate one. We're going to use that one in a minute. We got the boat one. We're going to use that one in a minute. Who else has got a challenge for me? Anybody? Cannabis, dude. I want some pictures of weed, man. Kittens. Mushroom hunting. That's a little different. That's a cool thing, though. Mushroom hunting is an interesting idea. So that's a great idea for like a niche, right? If you've got, I promise you, there are groups on Facebook of mushroom hunters. How often do you think mushroom hunters see products for them? The answer is never, right? So if you've got t-shirts and stuff for that, so let's go to Midjourney. We'll go back to Midjourney and we'll do that. But I want to get to the rest of this because it's really, really fun for you guys. Watercolor painting of mushroom hunters in the woods. I don't know if it's going to know what a mushroom hunter is. Not the kind of mushroom hunting that Emma's thinking about, I don't think, but hopefully we don't want that sort of, it's a family show. She's clearly not here. Yeah, this is not very good. But we could run it through other prompts. We'll run it through another prompt and see if we get somebody else. Mountain climbers are really easy. When you get into things that not that many people do, you have to play with the system a little bit more. Woman in a wooded area leaning over to pick up mushrooms from the ground. Neff, get your mind out of the gutter, you dirty bastard. Look at that. I don't like to be beat on my challenges. Every now and then I get beat on. Okay, there you go. Okay, so we got our mushroom hunter here. We'll choose number 3 for the sake of this demonstration. And we'll pull that over. Nice photo, by the way. Okay. So, and we could run that on ideogram. Amish woman in the woods picking mushrooms at the base of a tree. Photorealistic. We're going to get to the money part in just a second. We're almost there. I want to get you through design, and I'm going to give you a tool. And say, this one I think is going to be actually better. I think it's just, look at that, how photorealistic that is. Okay, we'll save that one too. Okay, so now I'm going to save you guys a lot of trouble. What if I gave you a tool that would build all your transfers for you, right? Whether you give it an idea or you drop in an image, either way, let's go here. This is a custom GPT that I built called the Transfer Wizard. And I can describe something here, but better yet, I'm just going to go here and grab this photo of this boat. And I'm not going to tell it anything. I'm just going to upload the photo. And look at this. It knows instantly. You've uploaded the photo of a sleek black powerboat floating on the water under dramatic cloud-filled skies, very cinematic vibes, right? So it's going to ask me, what style do I want? Do I want grunge nautical? Do I want soft watercolor? Do I want photorealistic pop? Do I want retro postcard? Do I want minimal line art? Do I want sunset neon? So let's give it sunset neon, see what it says. Sunset neon. By the way, yeah, that's not what I want. Let's go. And it gives us a mid-journey. It gives us mid-journey prompts and ideogram prompts too, if we want to use those. I don't like the neon thing. Let's do grunge nautical. I don't like that. I want grunge nautical. And I'll show you another thing that I think that it can do. Okay, that's kind of cool. Let's try soft watercolor. And what it's giving you here is styles. It'll tell you here, if you look, you can just make up your own. You can call it whatever style you want it to be. It's giving you some names, but it says, or feel free to describe your own style once you choose, right? Oh, there you go. That's it right there, right? So I'm going to drag that. Now imagine that you sent your picture of your boat in, and now you've got back this watercolor of the boat, right? So is that pretty cool? Do you guys all feel like you could do that? You could actually drag a photo into a GPT? Is that something you can pull off? And you can add a slogan underneath here. You can put text on here now. You can make it print ready by creating it at 300 DPI, right? Or how would you like to see it on a t-shirt mock-up? Yeah, let's put it on a t-shirt mock-up and see what it looks like. How badass is that? How badass is that? Right? A second ago, you had this photo. Now it's on a shirt, ready to put on a site and sell or give away, even better, right? Super duper cool. And I'll give you this doc at the end. You guys can have this wizard to play with for a few days. You Ignite folks, you get this in your package. So you can also go to sites like Place It, and they've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different mock-up settings, but you can actually make your own now. You don't need this anymore. So I created this mock-up wizard for you guys. So I can take this now and say, mock up that on a coffee mug sitting on the deck of a boat as the sun's coming up in the morning. Yes, go ahead and create the image, but give me 2 versions. It's not perfect. The image does not match the image that I uploaded. Can you try to get closer, please? There we go. So now you can have the mock-up on here, or we can go back to the other GPT that I gave you a minute ago, and we probably could have just, let me see. Yeah, we mocked that up on a shirt. Can you mock that up on a mug and a hat? The image generation, by the way, for you guys who haven't been keeping up, look at this shit, Bob. Russ, are you watching this? Is
I
that
am. I would wear it.
is that badass or is that badass? That's crazy, man. That's just absolutely crazy that you can do that now. And look at how it pairs to the shirt. Now you got the shirt, the hat, the mug. Who is stoked that they can do this? Now, you could clearly upload these designs, take these mock-ups and go start selling this stuff right now or giving it away. The problem is you're going to run into cost issues. If you use print-on-demand providers only, you're going to run into big cost issues because these mugs are going to cost you $7 or $8. The shirts are going to cost you $15 to ship. The hat's going to cost you $12, $13 to ship. It's going to be hard for you to make money. Now, honestly, if you come down here, let me see if this will do this.
I thought about
I like
something
to
when you
put the
made that.
name of my boat at the bottom.
You made the hat white, and that's a good thing because if you didn't know your audience and you made the hat black, it would be too hot for the the boaters to wear. So it was pretty smart to have it on a
I'm
white
going to name
hat.
this boat something different. I'm going to name the boat Child Support. You know why? Because I'd have a nice boat like that if I hadn't paid a few $1 million in child support. Centered, please. Centered, please. And it asked me, if you notice, do you want it centered? Do you want it curved under the boat? Do you want to integrate it like a signature or a nameplate? There you go. So I could create coasters for my boat. Isn't that crazy, man? Who thinks that's freaking awesome? This is all, you guys couldn't do this a year ago, right? And you couldn't do it this easily a month ago. Things are really changing. So, okay. So what kind of products do you want to sell? Unisex t-shirts are great. Children's t-shirts are great. Mugs are amazing. There's a guy they called him Mugpreneur. They did $10 million just selling mugs. Engraved jewelry, yoga pants, all over yoga pants you can do with sublimation. Posters, championship jackets, tote bags, fanny bags, stickers. I know a guy right now that's built a huge membership site just selling stickers. For stickers for conservative dudes, right? Wall art, cushions. Wall art's actually really, really, really easy to have private label made. And the price elasticity, I could show you. I'm going to turn my camera around. It's probably going to jack everything up. But you can see this big piece of art on my wall right here. It's a Kentucky Derby piece of art. That's print on demand art. I designed that in Midjourney and put it on my wall. Is that not crazy? I don't know if I just totally screwed up the whole broadcast, probably. I'll never get that camera focused back right. Yeah, I'm right. I screwed it up.
It's okay, Papa. Electronics are hard for old people. It's all right.
You know what?
Take your time. It's all right. He
You know
has
what?
strokes sometimes, guys. I'm sorry.
Never liked you. Hold on. I'm going to fix
I went to
this.
the bathroom for 2 seconds and you talked about my
Eh.
warts. So,
Well, damn it. Now I've really screwed up. Hold on.
All right. Take your time, Papa. Take a deep breath. It's okay. Sorry, guys. Sometimes his dementia gets him.
I know, right? It does. Am I back yet? Is it
You're not.
still trying to find its way?
It is.
Hold on. I had to unplug it and plug it back up. All right. Are we back?
I don't see you.
Okay, cool. Hold on 1 second, guys. I know you guys really want to see me.
Oh, there he
There we go.
is.
There you go.
Yay!
Paul figured it out. I'm going to figure out that reclining chair one of these days.
One of these days, old man. All right, take it back.
I saw it. One of the things I saw was really crazy was sublimation printing. I was in Canton, Texas, and I saw a lady printing pillowcases. Craziest thing in the world. She was printing, all these little girls were coming up with pictures of their boyfriends in their football outfits and stuff. And the moms were paying for this lady to print pillowcases so their daughters could cuddle with their boyfriends. So I think that's a gateway. I wouldn't do that if it were me. Um, Face masks were really big, obviously. Bluetooth speakers you can print. Water bottles are enormous to ridiculous. Socks, socks, right? I've got a story somewhere where somebody sold $11 million worth of socks in one Christmas season, custom printed socks. There's just so much you can do. The only things you really need to try to do is avoid breakables. And I try to avoid most sized apparel other than t-shirts because you end up with carrying stocks and inventories and people get the wrong size. Hats are great because they're kind of one size, right? So the top suppliers, now keep in mind, you don't care about making money yet. So your top suppliers are Printful, probably, Printify, Custom Cat. Here's a whole list of them. You know, you can talk to people in any of the groups about print on demand and they'll tell you who they use. Sunfrog is probably my favorite. They have probably the best prices, some of the fastest delivery out of all of these, but there's a jillion of them. I don't even want to recommend one to you because it kind of sort of doesn't matter, right? Um, and then you've got factors to consider. So when you're choosing one of these, you want as broad a product selection as you can possibly find. You want decent pricing so you don't go in the hole too far while you're testing. You want to know that they have features where you can upload and they have some design tools. You kind of don't even need those anymore. And you want to make sure they have good customer support. So if one of your customers' orders gets lost or whatever, but remember, we're only using this process usually to test. Now, there's an exception to that. You can actually make money selling print on demand without ever going to stage 2 globally. And there are global suppliers. Merchise is out of Vietnam. They ship all over the world. Print on demand, 48,000 square foot building, 200,000 orders a month. This is old. They're much bigger than that now. So you'll find that traffic cost in a lot of countries is a lot less than it is in the United States. They'll ship directly to wherever it's going. So will Yoicol. I guess that's the way you say it. Same kind of thing. Print on demand supplier out of China, or I think they're out of Korea, maybe. The Chinese suppliers, there's another one here. Or Polo, they're terrible at naming over there, man. But these companies will ship sort of like Temu or Alibaba ships. A lot of the stuff you're seeing sold on Temu and AliExpress are printed by these companies and print on demand. So you can be a global print on demand supplier, and you're talking about, Polo, a t-shirt from them is about $5. So you can come out pretty good. So this guy, if you just want to learn plain old regular print on demand, this guy, Central Media, he has some YouTube channel stuff. Pretty good guy. I don't want to go into all that with you on it here because that's the stuff that won't make you money. I want to talk about what will make you money. That's the reason I'm saying, hey, go over to this guy. If that's what you want to learn and you just want to make t-shirts and give them to your friends, go to this guy. He's your guy, right? But there's a much better way to sell. So here's how we make money. Number one, we test. So we go to we get mass designs. We make as many designs as we can and we test them. We go to places like Facebook Marketplace. We go to Facebook groups where you can just go in the group and say, hey guys, check out my new shirt. What do you think? And where'd you get that? Everybody will ask you and you'll get orders right away. You can start to figure out what people really, really want. But stuff like Cafe Press, Redbubble, you can actually sell through these platforms without having to have a shopping cart, without having to do anything else. They'll give you your own catalog to sell from where you can take orders right there. They'll process them, they'll bill them on your credit, everything. They'll do everything. But they're going to take the lion's share of all your money. But we don't care at this stage. All we're trying to find out is what's going to sell. In fact, I would suggest if you don't have traffic costs that you offer the shirts at the shirts, hats, whatever it is you're selling at the lowest possible amount of money. your dead cost, right? Like Redbubble has one of the biggest selections of product. It's just an idea mill, right? So they do a lot of yoga pants. Like you can do full size printed yoga pants over there. Amazon merch is another great place to test. You can go to Amazon, design your shirts and sell them on Amazon through Amazon merch. And you can see here, like if you sell a shirt for $15.99, you make $1.93. That's what they pay you, $1.93. If you sell the shirt for $19.95, you make $5, right? And UK is about the same. You make a little bit more in the UK. But Amazon's bringing you, right, 500 million buyers. So you don't really care. You're just trying to see if the thing sells or not. You don't really care right now. You just want to see what has a pulse. Facebook groups are amazing. Telegram groups are amazing. I know somebody right now selling Trump shirts in Telegram groups, making, I don't know, over 1,000 sales a day. Over 1,000 sales a day in Telegram groups selling Trump crap, right? But here's the big margin booster. This is where we change, right? So there's the first way to sell any of this stuff is by print on demand. It's the lowest risk. It requires no infrastructure. You could start doing it tonight, sit in your bedroom. You could take what I've shown you about these design tools, go make you some designs, post them, and have sellable products tomorrow. And if you sell them, you make a little bit of profit. The challenge is you usually have to spend money in traffic to get people to see your product. And whatever you spend in traffic is going to eat up all your profits. So let's say you're going to sell a $20 t-shirt and you're going to sell it. Hopefully you can buy $5 worth of traffic to sell a $20 t-shirt, right? Well, if the t-shirt cost you $15.30 from Printful and you made $5 and it cost you made $4.83 and you spent $5 in traffic, you didn't come out. Plus, in these platforms, that customer is not your customer. That customer belongs to the platform. So you can't make your upsells through those platforms. That's what's wrong with it. So the answer is run tests on dozens and dozens of designs. And when you get a winner, make it yourself. Either have someone print them for you in larger quantity or using different methods. And I'm going to show you the methods in a second, but I'm going to show you the one that's magical. There's one magic method. Actually, there's two magic methods. I'm going to show you those magic methods. So the first thing that people did were buy these DTG machines. These are big machines that you pull a t-shirt on the machine and it's like a big inkjet printer and it prints on the shirt. And you guys have seen these shirts probably. They're very soft. They're really nice. The downside is that the ink washes out of them. After a couple of washings, they really fade out. But the bigger problem is that the equipment is incredibly expensive. You're talking about $20,000, $25,000. It's super slow and it's super expensive per shirt. The great news is almost no minimum order quantity. They'll print one for you, like Sunfrog does a lot of this. Sunfrog will print you one t-shirt, but it's going to be really expensive because their cost of ink to print these shirts is high, and it's very, very, very slow to print these shirts. It's very, very slow. But you could buy yourself a $20,000 direct-to-garment printer, put it in your spare bedroom, and print shirts and sell shirts that way. And then you would only have the cost of the shirt, but you'd have about $3 per shirt in ink costs. And you got to pre-treat the shirt, print the shirt, post-treat the shirt. Each shirt's going to take you 10 minutes or so, 10 to 12 minutes to make. So if you're selling very many shirts at all, you're going to get clogged up real, real fast in manufacturing. Your second option is to go to your local screen printer. And so when somebody's making these for you, if you don't want to do it yourself, they got to charge you a lot of money. They don't have a choice because it's just so slow. Secondly, you go to your local screen printer and have them screen print the shirts for you, or you can learn to screen print yourself. It's a very messy process. There's a lot of chemicals. You don't want to do it in your house, you know, but it's really cheap. It's really, really cheap. There's no cheaper way to print a shirt than screen printing. But most screen printing is only one or two colors until you get into the big $100,000 machines, right? The downside is if you're going to have these things screen printed for you, most screen printers like Custom Ink or whatever, they're going to have a quantity of 144 shirts before you get any decent pricing. And here's the challenge with that. It's like I was talking about printing earlier, about sizing earlier. You have a small, medium, large, extra large, double XL. How many of each do you buy? The answer is you never know. And you're inevitably left over with orphan inventory. So you run out of extra larges and smalls. Now you only have mediums and 2XLs. Well, you either have to order more shirts to backfill that, or you have to just basically throw those shirts away or put them on close out at almost nothing, right? So that sucks. So the big game changer that happened a couple of years ago is something called direct to film. So transfers have always been great. Single color transfers, we have sources on single color transfers that are ridiculously inexpensive. Like I can buy single color transfers for 15 cents a transfer. It's dirt cheap and get them in 24 hours, right? So if you're just printing single color, and you're going to find that a lot of your t-shirt printing, if you offer a color, they'll buy color. But if you don't offer a color, a lot of times they'll buy single color. Single color sells probably 50-50 with multicolored shirts in my experience. But DTF just allows you to, on an inkjet style printer, to print a design on a piece of film and then apply that with a heat press. And these come in something called gang sheets. So let's say you take 20 orders. You can take those 20 orders, lay them out on one big sheet that holds 20 transfers, send them to a printer, and they'll send you back a roll with all those transfers on it in what, Sean, a day or two you're getting them now? Is that about right? A day or two, you're getting them. And now you just need a heat press to press those transfers on. And that only takes 7 seconds, 7 to 10 seconds per shirt. So this is the process. This is the one, right? You don't need a third-party seller. You just need a heat transfer press, and you need a great source of DTF transfers. Or you can buy your own DTF transfer printer now. There's one coming out that is reasonably priced. I think it's what, $8,000 for the new one from Xtool. But you don't have to start there. You don't have to spend any money on equipment or any of that. You just need a great supplier. And we've vetted through a bajillion suppliers to find you where we can get these now down to about 1 penny per square inch. 1 penny per square inch. So when you're building now, if you go out into the retail market and Google DTF transfer, you're going to pay around 5 cents a square inch, roughly. So we can really save you a lot of money there with good suppliers that we got. It's just in time. This is the world's biggest advantage. It really, really is the unfair advantage. The second one that's lesser talked about is sublimation printing. Now, we do sublimation printing ourselves. So these transfers, again, are about a penny an inch, and they go on things that are unusual to print. So they'll print, the full body, like the leggings. You can do full body leggings with sublimation. You can do mouse pads, yoga pads, coffee mugs, beer mugs, gosh, I'm trying to think, all the keychains, just a jillion things. If we go to like Best Blanks, I'll go here real quick. Best Blanks is a supplier, pretty good supplier of, I thought they were, hold on. They might have got bought by somebody. Oh, Best Sub, there you go. You can go to Best Sub and see all these things that you can sublimation print, from candle tins to you name it. There's just amazing amounts of products. What's new, right? So they'll have glass mugs for you. They sell printing equipment and all that. You don't really want all that crap, but beer steins, mugs, water bottles, all that, all are sublimation. And again, those transfers cost about 1 penny per square inch. But you got to remember that those take much smaller transfers. You're talking about here probably a 6 square inch sublimation transfer where you go sublimation on this. This might cost you a dime for that transfer to make this amazing looking mug, right? So these get really, really inexpensive. And then there's this new technology called UVDTF. And these are about 3 cents a square inch, but they're not very big, right? They're not very big at all. But this is the craziest technology. So it's printed with a UV printer. We just found an amazing source for these. And you literally peel off, you stick the sticker on, you peel off this clear outside, and you put your hand on it for just about 5 seconds. And your body's heat activates the sticker. And once that sticker sets, it's dishwasherable. It's like it's been painted on there. It's really hard. It's an amazing technology. So you can make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of products with practically no equipment now. And the DTF transfers were really expensive in the beginning, but they've gotten so much less that it allows almost anybody to be in this business. It doesn't really make much sense to buy equipment anymore. Sean and I were talking about it today. You really don't need that much. Now, you can also come up with things like limited edition designs. You can partner with artists that make beautiful art but don't know how to put it on stuff. And I promise you, as soon as you show somebody at a craft show that's selling paintings, if they put their painting on a coffee mug, they'd sell a hell of a lot more coffee mugs than they were paintings. It's crazy. So, and then you go into the scale phase, right? So this is like, this is the scale phase. This is where you start building your own landing pages, putting stuff in your own shopping cart. It could be your own Shopify store, like the people did with the boat stuff. It can be box programs. You can go and partner with influencers on Instagram or YouTube. You can partner with corporations. You can partner with restaurants, as Shauna I know has, where she goes in and prints, all the waiters' t-shirts and the kitchen t-shirts and makes shirts to put in their window for sale. It's crazy how many local opportunities there are. Shauna's built an entire business. She came into this program via Print on Demand and now has built her whole business locally in San Antonio, supplying printed products all over San Antonio. Using Google Shopping ads, partnering for fundraisers. This is a big deal with local, especially local sports teams, things like that. And the local wholesale advantage. The old printers in your town are still printing with screen printing, and they're 1 or 2 color and they're really expensive. You can print full color for less than they can print 1 color. You can have very low quantities. When they're asking people for really big quantities, you can just take over. And you can build newsletters around this that continue to sell to those people. If you've got people coming through your funnels buying a sailboat t-shirt, well, guess what? Those are sailboat people. So now you can create a newsletter for sailboat people and sell them other sailboat stuff. And maybe not just the stuff you're selling, right? Maybe you're going to sell them sailboat insurance, or maybe you're going to sell them sailboat polish or whatever. You can make deals, be an affiliate. So phase 3, and this is where the big money comes in, and this is where I have used this process effectively in the past, is you locate a winning product. I love to take something that's selling very well and make a version of it I can give away free. This is where we really came out, because in the survival preparedness gun space, the grunge style shirts came out and they were super, super popular. So we just built a version that kind of looked like them. These shirts were selling for 30 or 40 bucks. We gave ours away for free. Blockbuster hit, just a blockbuster hit. We built huge newsletters on the back of it, and we set up 2 associations, the American Gun Association and the Family Protection Association. So the gig went like this. Hey, do you want to get this cool gun lovers t-shirt? Just get it, pay $6.95 shipping, and I'll send it to you for free, which it cost us about that to print the shirt and to ship it, right? It's a little more than that now because shipping's went up. But we would offer on the next page, would you like to get this sweatshirt to go with your t-shirt? That's a $40 value free when you join the American Gun Association for only $17 a month. Well, roughly 30% of people take that and they stay in that association for about 7 months. So somebody calculate $17 times 7 months for me. and tell me how much money that is. Somebody put in the chat, please, so I know you guys are paying attention. Somebody put a money machine out there. Hold on, I'm scanning. You guys are eating this chat up, man. $119. Yeah. So would you be willing to lose $2 on a t-shirt to get $119 back? Because my membership's completely digital. It's all profit. Does that make sense to everyone? Do you guys get it? Right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, who gets it? I mean, does anybody got any confusion about any of this? This is not, as my grandpa used to say, this ain't rocket surgery, right? This is kind of a business you can be dumb and be successful in, right? Here's a guy that knows, right? So everybody gets it. Okay, cool. So everybody kind of gets it. That's rude. Yeah, hey, I wouldn't call anybody dumb if I weren't willing to call myself dumb in the process. So, do you see that physical products will always outsell digital? Does anybody not believe that? Does anybody not believe? Here's the big myth with digital. Everybody says, yeah, but in digital, it's all profit. No, it's not, because you'll end up spending a huge percentage of your first ticket on advertising. With a digital product, I might spend 10, 20% advertising budget to sell a thing. With digital, I might spend 80% of the ticket price just in advertising to sell the thing. So you give it up one way or another, and you'll just turn way more units with physical. Do you guys see how there's a huge advantage now with artificial intelligence playing the design game? Here, I'm going to wave. I don't have my magic wand. I need to have my magic wand out here to wave over you guys to make all of you a graphic artist. Do you see how direct to film technology and just-in-time shipping can be your unfair advantage over other sellers? Hopefully you got that. These are the points I was trying to make to you tonight. And do you like the fact this is an honest, simple, buy low, sell high business where people get things they actually friggin' want? I don't hardly ever get back a t-shirt or hardly ever get back a mug. When you sell digital products, everybody always bitches the next thing. I bought your thing and it didn't do this and you didn't include that in it and all that. But when people buy things they want them, they get them, they're happy about it, right? Do you see how much fun it would be to make this sort of products for your local market, your friends, your family? Worst case scenario, you become everybody's favorite aunt or uncle, right? And do you see how this can bolt on to any business, right? Scale of 1 to 10, out of all the opportunities you see around, how do you think this ranks? Scale of 1 to 10, where do you think this ranks? I really want to hear. It's a 12. Shauna says it's a 4. Why are you in this business if it's a 4, Shauna? I don't understand. Hey, Shauna, unmute for just a second. Oh, look at your Miller Lite. Unmute Shauna if you can, real quick. Neff, she got her Miller. She's had that thing going since about 4 o'clock. How you like it?
Drinking with me.
How you like the old t-shirt business?
Yeah, baby, I love it.
Shauna owns a company in San Antonio, Texas called Swag Monster. She is an absolute lovely person. She's sort of one of our community den mothers, so to speak. So I just wanted to say hi real quick, and we'll ask you back in a minute to ask about your experience with this stuff and a few of the other. I don't know if Zelensky's is Mark Zelensky here. I don't know if he's here tonight or not.
He's in a chapter meeting right now.
Oh, is he? Okay. Okay, cool. Well, so if you really dig it, I want to invite you to join us this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'm going to be teaching 3 full days of products on demand. And let me tell you what's in it. And you can choose it. If it's not here's the thing. I don't ever hard sell nothing. You want what I got? Great. You don't, that's okay. It's either a hell yes or it's a hell no. So let me tell you what we're doing and you can choose. So on day 1, we're going to choose your niche. We're going to help you. I've got this thing called an idea validator. That's this amazing AI assisted thing that helps you validate your market and see what the potential of the market is. We're going to go through that. It's pretty amazing. We're going to go through advanced AI art methods. I'm going to teach you Midjourney, Canva, Ideogram, Flux, everything you want to know about generating as much art as you can, including your mockups. We're going to go through the advanced t-shirt GPTs. So I showed you one t-shirt GPT tonight. I've got 5 more that are way more advanced. They do sidearms, all kinds of cool stuff. Designs just for sublimation, designs just for DTF sticker, all kinds of really cool mascot stuff, over 200 different prompts for making amazing art for your stuff. I'm going to give you the mug GPTs, the hat GPT. We got a custom one for just hats and mugs that do a great job. And the mock-up generator that I gave you here, I'm going to give you that one, and I'm going to give you another one that's a little more advanced than that. So that first day, we're just going to make sure you are art producing monster, because the secret to this is producing a lot of designs. You got to kiss a lot of frogs, right? That's the thing. You're going to put out 10 designs to get one good one. It's the reason, like, and if you think about it, there's a lot of stuff like this. Music albums, when there were music albums, they had 10 or 12 songs because they never knew what the hit was going to be. You don't know here either. Same thing. And then we're going to talk the next day about the best products for you to print or the best products for you to produce. And we're going to go beyond printing. So we have suppliers that do print on demand supplements where you carry no inventory. You build your own line of over 100 different supplements with your label on them. And you can design your labels with the same software we have here, pick your products and sell them. Print on demand candles, print on demand jewelry, like these little beauties here that they print the cards and have this stuff. Sheila Kay, who's one of our members, is a wonderful girl. I don't know if Sheila's on tonight or not, probably not. But Sheila has made, I don't know if she's made millions of dollars. I know she's made hundreds of thousands of dollars with print on demand jewelry, especially around holiday seasons like Mother's Day, anniversaries, all that sort of stuff. Print on demand coffee, print on demand pet products, cosmetics. And then we're going to talk a lot about direct ship products. These are products that come directly from suppliers outside the US that aren't shirts and hats. These are physical goods and gadgets that you can have shipped directly to your customer that work the same way in that tripwire stage, where you can get the customer to buy that thing, tripwire over, and then go down and take your additional sales, which usually converted anywhere between 10 and 40% on the back. So whatever you're selling on the front is kind of irrelevant. It's really important that you sell either a recurring revenue thing on step 2 or a bigger ticket thing on step 2. So I've sold generators for where I made $300 a generator on step 2. I've sold memberships where I made 100, like you said, I think it was $119 on average on the back of a shirt. So I could literally, if I wanted to, I could spend $20. I could waste the entire cost of the shirt in advertising if I wanted to. I could spend $20 to sell a $20 shirt and still come out profitably. Do you hear that? It doesn't cost anywhere near that, by the way. I'm going to show you the best colors and styles for 2025-26 because there are styles and things that are popular at a given time. We're going to create a brand for you. So you want to have your own brand of merchandise. It really helps you. You're going to build your own line. You're going to build your own fashion line or cosmetic line or pet products line. We're going to show you how to build branding. And this is the thing I get off on. I absolutely love it. And then we're going to get into the DTF method, the UVD method, and the dye sub methods of printing, so you guys understand how they all work. And then I'm gonna show you guys with a little help from Victoria Griggs' piece, her $3 a day ad testing method, where you can figure out what the best designs are for your niche for about $3 a day. On day 3, we're going to go to phase 3, and we're going to design your funnel. We're going to take you through the 4 magic boxes. We're going to show you how that tripwire is going to build a really big list as a byproduct, right? We're going to talk about third-party manufacturers and how to use them. I'll give you my list of best wholesale blank suppliers, best transfer suppliers, direct ship and bulk suppliers. We'll learn how to negotiate with them. And we're going to talk a lot about selling locally in your local market, and how the easiest way to do that, by the way, is with Yelp. Yelp is an amazing tool for that. And then bonus number 1, I'm going to give you the complete traffic mastery training that we did for the Ignite group, where we had the best, my friends, the best traffic people in the world that came in Tommy Powers teaching YouTube, Victoria Griggs teaching Facebook, Ruben Rock teaching Google, Max Finn teaching TikTok, Ingrid Marcher teaching Instagram, and a bunch more. So I'm going to give you all that where you can get your traffic down once you've got your product ready. I'm going to give you my private vault of 200 custom GPTs that run all of my businesses. And anybody that's in here from Ignite can probably give me a nod that there's some badass shit in there, right? I think those GPTs have changed everybody's life in that group and reduced workflow by 95%. And then we're going to have a live graduation day, a full hands-on day of you guys coming into Austin and that want to come in, and we're going to open up all the equipment, and I'm going to teach you how to use all of it. We're going to print. We're going to make all kinds of good goobly goop while you're here. And anybody else, any of my other buds from Ignite that want to come can come. But Miss Shauna Stevenson, Miss Swag Monster herself, is going to come. Shawana, I totally screwed that up. Look at that. Look at that. What did I do? There you go. Is going to come do that with us. And let me tell you, she's a joy. But I'm gonna show you guys how to register in just a minute. For the first 10 people that register, I'm going to go ahead and get you out a full set of your own equipment to make hats, mugs, shirts, and even collector plates with. So you'll get a full set of equipment to do all of that, right? And we did this before and we kind of ran out of stuff. So I've got a limited amount of these. This will be for the first 10 people. So if you think you want to do this, you might want to get your trigger finger ready. Because we can't get as many of these as we could. I have, well, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. So, but I think we could pretty easily sell this thing for $29.95. I'm not going to charge that. I'm not even going to charge $19.95 today. Just one payment of $995, and you get everything here. So you can scan that QR code to get in, or Trisha, if you want to go ahead and drop the link for this document, because I promised I would give it to you
Okay, dropping them.
in the bottom now. So you've got all these notes. And if you want to go do this all by yourself, knock yourself out, man. You've got enough stuff here. I've taught you enough tonight that if you're super tenacious, you can go out and do this all by yourself. You don't need to buy anything from me or spend any money. I tell people that all the time. It's just a way to shorten the curve. If you want to make it a hell of a lot easier, you can do it with the rest of us. And I think that Shauna would tell you that being in this group has cut her learning curve considerably. And we're all here for each other too. So when you when you make a mistake or anything like that, we're here for you. So Emma, you can tell us when we're running close on the 10, and because we've got, those are going to blow out pretty quick because we've still got 282 people on here. Do you know how many, does Richard have an inventory count? Because I didn't want to do more than 10 because I didn't want to run out.
Oh,
I think we could
That was
probably do
better.
15, Perry.
hold on.
Okay. All right. So Emma says we could probably do 15. I don't want to, the last time that we did this, we sold like 80 and we only had 20 in stock, and everybody had to wait. A bunch of people had to wait a long time to get there. So I don't want you to have to wait. So now you can, by the way, get this shipped to you. You can choose to do that. Or you can wait and pick it up in Austin, get training on it, and actually leave with the equipment with you if you happen to be in Texas, or if you're planning on driving into Austin, you can bring your equipment back with you. But you'll get training on this equipment that you're going to take home with you. I mean, it's just a great opportunity. I think it's one of the most fun things I've ever done. I love selling it because it's so honest, and it puts people in a business where they almost always make their first dollar. They're going to make, it's like I said with hot dogs. You're going to sell some hot dogs, right? You're going to sell some freaking t-shirts. You're going to sell some hats. You're going to sell some mugs. And just cracking through and making that first sale is the hardest thing for people, man. I think it's the thing that's the hardest for them to get started in the business. So I'll open up for questions. If anybody's got questions right now, if you guys want to feed me questions or bring people up, you can do whichever you wish.
Let's have people raise their hands, Perry, so we can bring them up with you. You can stop sharing your screen and we can bring them up.
Should I leave this up with the QR or no?
We have it in the chat.
Okay, cool. Then I'll do that. Okay. All right. So shoot, I'm all yours.
It always takes a minute for people to get the courage to raise their hand. It always just takes a minute. So give them a minute. Who's got questions for Perry Belcher? People pay a lot of money to ask Perry Belcher questions, and here he is for you. So let's go. Who's got questions?
Wow, they're all just too busy punching in their credit card numbers right now. Yeah. How does the membership see, I saw something come across there. How does the membership work as the upsell? How much work is it? It depends. Mary, are you allergic to work or something? I don't understand. How much work is it? Do I get free money? So it depends on what you do. So I really love association memberships. Associations have been super good to me. Most people don't understand. And by the way, I wasn't going to do this, but I've got $1,000 training on associations. I'll go ahead and bonus you the association training
Eesh.
into here as well. So, but I love associations because people would just want to, again, they want to be a member of association. They'll join because they want to be a member, right? So when you've got a Victor, look who's here, you sneaky son of a bitch. How you doing? Yeah. So when people come into this process, and they go from the shirt to the membership, it usually converts if there's good congruency and the membership's under $20 a month, it'll usually convert it somewhere in the neighborhood of 30%. So if you can get, if I'm going to sell a $20 a month membership or $17 a month membership on the back, I can pretty much count on picking up another $7 right away. So if I get my money back on step one for the shirt and the shipping, I've got another $7 to play with for traffic. And then I didn't make any money, right? But next month, I'm going to get another $17 payment. And that's pure profit. And the next month, and the next month, and the next month, and the next month. And I said, on average, a person stays in 7 months. But we've got members that have been in for years into these associations. If I could tell you this, we gave too much stuff in our association memberships. If it were me today, as an association member, I would really only give them a community and a newsletter. That's all they really want. But a print newsletter in the mail, it'll cost you about $1 a month if you want to do that. It'll help your stick rate a lot. To send them a print newsletter in the mail, it'll help your stick rate a whole lot. But
our POD queen, Perry, by the way, Shauna Stevenson, wants to ask you a question. I think that's a great place to start. And then we've got some other people with their hands up.
All right, shoot.
Hey, Perry. So it's been a minute, and thank you for getting my business started when the first one of these came out. So as you see all the AI stuff coming out, where do you see this impacting e-com? Like, is it going to be more? Is it going to be less? Like,
it's going to be more.
Are we just growing?
Yeah, e-com is continuing to grow. I think what they call it, the GAC, it's the estimated growth thing on e-com is somewhere in the neighborhood of I think still growing at 7 to 12% a year or something like that. There's no end in sight for e-com, frankly. In fact, I think we're at a real tipping point because, like, I haven't been to the grocery store in God knows when. Everything comes via Instacart, right? We're talking about.
I taught that to Papa, by the way.
We're talking about getting a farm somewhere, and the first question, Belle, is like, "Is there Instacart?" No, there's no Instacart in Slockjaw, Missouri. Sorry. You know, there has to be Instacart. We all want everything delivered. We don't want to go anymore. We want to instantaneously fill that need. I don't see ecom going anywhere but north, and all the other estimates are that ecom will continue to grow at much outstripping market. There's talks that Target's about to go bankrupt. You know,
Oh, wow.
I think you're going to have some real small specialty retailers out there, and you're going to have. I think Walmart will always continue to exist because it's, you know, the cheapest place of the cheap, and I think Costco will exist. But I think specialty retail, it just doesn't work. The retail doesn't work anymore. You can't sell, you know, you can't have a t-shirt shop that carries all the t-shirts that everybody's going to want. It's impossible, right? So the more that you're verticalized online, I think the better you are.
Awesome. It's a fun business for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That's the great thing with Shauna. I love Shauna because she's always smiling, but she's also in a business where you can always be smiling. When you're in that business and you're making stuff for people and they see the first one, they go, "Oh my God, it looks so cool." You know, you never had that with an ebook in your life, right? Nobody ever went, "Oh my God, I got your ebook. It's so cool." Nobody ever, you know. People just like what they like, right? All right. So who's up next?
Sorry, you have Victor up next.
What's up, Victor?
What's going on, Perry? How are you, brother?
What's shaking my bacon? This is a god of the printing industry that we're
Oh,
talking.
get out of here. You're the god right here. Man, I just wanted to tell you, like I've seen a lot of presentations. This is amazing. I think that like just coming from the industry myself, like what you're teaching here and what you're offering, like it's incredible. People go to trade shows, people go to like so many different things where they pay so much money, and there's just a ton of value. So
So
I
Vic,
wanted to thank you for that.
oh, you're very welcome, man. Victor owns a company called Omniprint in California. So they manufacture printing equipment for a number of printers, ink, supplies, papers, all the things. If you guys are considering buying equipment or going directly to the printing side of this, setting this thing up in your garage or your business or whatever, Victor, how do they contact you? I'd recommend Victor. Victor's a good dude.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, just omniprintonline.com is the site. You guys can go check stuff out there.
Are you going out to
Uh,
Driven next week in Vegas?
no,
You're
no.
too, man.
No.
Yeah.
How dare he? How dare he? Yeah. You need to bug him about Vegas, Emma.
I will do that, Victor. We should talk.
Victor's a good dude.
Okay.
Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on, man. I appreciate it.
No
Anything
problem.
any tips you
Yeah.
want to give them? You know, are people actually still selling t-shirts, Victor? Did anybody buy a t-shirt today anywhere?
Everyone. It's a huge industry. It's going to continue to grow, especially in whatever economic cycle. I think that where people have the most challenges, Perry's solving it right now with the artwork, with what to sell, how to test it. Once you get these things done, you could just repeat. And there's like no shortage of people that are actually making money with t-shirts. The other side of it is there's a lot of people that pay a lot of money to have a brand created for them.
Yeah, and we do all that inside the workshops, and we've got brand creation. For those of you guys that have been at a Make It Real, you know how we handle brand creation. We crush brand creation. Show them the Swag Monster brand, Shauna. So, Victor, thank you so much for hopping on.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Let's catch up soon.
Appreciate you. Yeah, we'll do.
Take care. Bye.
We got Miss Cahill.
What's up, girlfriend?
Hi, I just want to tell you.
You got some damn cat eye glasses, don't you, girl?
I was going to say, don't think just because you got a new pair of frames that you're going to one up me.
Oh, shit.
You got more style in your pinky than I got my whole body.
So my question, because you're talking my language right now. I'm a craftaholic, so all those machines that you talk about, I have in my garage. My issue is getting the customers. So I wanted to know, how deep are you going to go into getting your clients, getting the momentum going with your customers and
You will
stuff?
definitely be on there with us, right? Because you're in Ignite, right? Yeah. So this is all complimentary for Ignite. So clearly,
Way deeper than he's capable of personally.
yeah. So yeah, we'll go through. Really, it's just math, hon. At the end of the day, um, it's changing your mentality.
Okay.
Everybody's mentality is, I have to make money on this front end product. And when you change your mentality and you realize you don't have to, then traffic it doesn't become irrelevant. The cost becomes irrelevant. If I can buy $10 worth of traffic to sell a $5 thing, I lose $5, right? No, not if I make $100 over the next couple of months from that same person. So when you understand how to change your mentality, then traffic becomes simple. And the only predictable traffic in the world is paid traffic. All other traffic is unpredictable. Um, Affiliate traffic is unpredictable. Organic traffic is unpredictable. Platform traffic, how you do on Etsy or Amazon, can depend on where they decide to place your product. So paid media, where you're paying to get in front of the right customer. Um, my old business partner Ryan Dice said a bunch of times, and I think he got it from Dan Kennedy, that that um, from Dan Kennedy, that he who can afford to pay the most wins the business, right? And you can afford to pay the most if you have the model that converts the highest on the front and makes the most money on the back. Just a straight up, I'm going to sell this widget here. It's very difficult to make those models work today online because the traffic is bought on an auction model. So all traffic pretty much is bought on an auction model. So who's willing to pay the most money to sell a $20 t-shirt, right? Let's say I'm going to bid against you, you're going to bid against me. Well, if your only outcome is selling the t-shirt and making $15 or $5, and my outcome is making $119, I'm going to kill you every time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to figure out what the back of the business looks like. You love craft. I know you're a crafter, and I've seen some of your stuff, and I love talking to you. I always enjoy talking with you about it. But because I'm a crafter, I got 3D printer and a laser running on my dining room table right now. It looks like a freaking factory in there.
And is in his bedroom and in his office, everywhere.
There's machinery in my bedroom, not the same kind of machinery that Emma has, but there's machinery.
Watch it, Papa.
I've got
You haven't told us what you're making, though.
I am not going to tell you yet.
It's a secret?
I got a CNC router. We're doing a custom engraved nameplate jewelry on a CNC in my bedroom right now. There's literally brass shavings in my carpet. I got to figure out how to get out.
That's not good.
So it's like the craziest shit. So I don't just like this stuff. I love it. I geek out about it. And it's so much cooler to sell something somebody just wants, man. It's so much better to be in that kind of business. You just feel better. You feel better. You don't ever feel shitty about selling that thing. You don't ever feel like you're getting over on somebody. None of that. It just feels good. And then getting people into a group or a community on the back where they can support each other and enjoy the thing that they enjoy doing, that feels good too. Right? So you might do t-shirts for crafters and start a community for crafters. You might start a community for people that make their crafts to sell and create your own little Ignite around crafters, which, by the way, is a damn good idea.
Well, I followed your newsletter idea, and I have the Creative Sellers Society for my.
Yeah. So you're already doing that. So now you just need to put some products in the front of that, bring people in there, and sell them a paid version of that or a premium version of it. I can help you through that.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Sugar. Thank you so much. Who's up next? I saw somebody was poking their head around a minute ago.
You've got Anthony next.
Anthony, what's up?
Hey, buddy. Hey, sorry. I can't get my camera working, but whatever. So
That's all right. You got a really cool little collage going on.
cool.
Cool.
No, I just wanted to share something and a different way to that people can use these tools because when I joined Ignite a while back and finally got my heat press, I had a client, I'm in a high-end service industry, and I had a client that I was trying to get business from and 5 or 6 other people trying to get business from. And I'm like, oh, what the heck am I going to do to make sure I lock this deal down? And I'm going to tell you something I did. I went on their Facebook profile. I pulled a picture of the guy. I pulled a picture of his wife, and I pulled a picture of their dog. I put it in, it was either Ideogram or Midjourney, one of the two. And I said, turn them into Disney characters, right?
Oh, that's cool.
I printed, I for each one of them, I did a mug with him, I did a mug with her, and I did a dog bowl with his face inside the dog bowl.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
And they lost their minds. They lost their minds. And I'm gonna tell you what it gave me. It gave me, in the end, I ended up with a $57,000 profit off of that one client
That
from
ain't
sending
bad.
him Disney dogs.
How many more times you done that now? I'm gonna beat you up now. How many more times you done it?
You can be sure that everybody gets
All
a
right, cool,
dog
cool,
in
cool,
their-
cool. I love the people that tell me that story and go, how many more times you done that? I never did it again.
Oh no, I do it with every opportunity.
I'm so
I get.
glad, man. That
Just
warms
wanted to
my
share
heart.
that.
It's so good to hear. So good to hear. There's a million uses, man. When you got something people want, God, life just gets easy. It just gets easy. Who else is we got? Who else we got? Emma, anyone else? We're gonna probably close out
We got Shamori.
that offer pretty soon because I would imagine we're out of those.
Yeah, they blew.
Emma's muted. I don't know if she's trying to talk to me or someone else.
I am. I'm just stupid. So, and I'm like 3 Trulies in because it's 8 o'clock at night. But we did sell out on the 15th, so immediate isn't an option anymore. But if you're willing to wait a week, I'm gonna open it up to 10 more, and I think we actually have 8 of those 10 already sold. I've been putting in the chat, so
It's going to be a week. It's going to take them another week.
it's gonna take
Okay.
about
As long as
8
we let them
days.
know that, that's cool.
I have been letting them know.
Okay, great. Well, thank you all so much. So welcome for those of y'all who popped in. We really appreciate it. And
Or maybe we could ask Shamari ask his question before you close us out.
I don't think, I'm not going to close out yet. You know me, I'll sit here as long as somebody's got something to ask. So. Shamori, what's up, brother? Pardon?
Can you hear me? I said, if I was any better, I'd be twins. How are you, man?
I'm telling you, don't steal my lines. I'm doing good, buddy.
Good, good, good. Question. So what I didn't see is, do we have a time frame on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, it'll be the same. And these are all recorded too, by the way. I should have said that earlier. They're all recorded. So if you happen to miss one or have to come in late, we do from, what's the hours we usually do those, Emma? We do 1 to 5.
Dun dun dun. You will not be doing 1 to 5, sir. One second. We will be running them next week from 3 to 6.
3 to 6 Central.
3 to 6 Central.
So 1 to 5 Pacific.
PST. Yes.
Yeah, 1 to 5 Pacific, 3 to 6 Central. And every day we'll run those live. I'll be in there interactive with you guys, and I'll be in the group chatting it up too. But if you Victor, by the way, you might want to hop in there and zoom over and show them how some of the equipment works. If you want to show off some of your gear, they might like to see that. But yeah, that's when we'll do it. And it's about 4 hours a day, and you'll have a little homework at the end, but everybody always comes back. That first day, I get you fired up with you. Everybody will make a bunch of designs the first day. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun in this thing. If nothing else, I'm always fun, you know.
If nothing else.
Nothing else, I'm always fun. Except to Emma. Yeah, I'm just
Except to Emma. Thorn in my side, sir.
That's it. The pebble in her shoe.
The reason I drink.
Proverbial. The reason you drink is because you like to drink. Fair. All right. Yeah, that's when we're doing it, Shamori.
Fantastic. And I know there are going to be Ignite members who are going to ask this question who came in either right after or before you offered the equipment the last 2 times.
Yeah. We got a cost for you guys that's you get those at dead cost, and Emma will take care of that with you.
We'll be emailing all of you tomorrow with information on it and how you get it. All of our Ignite members, we always give you everything for free. You know that. And when there's a product cost, you pay what we pay, period. So we've got you. Don't worry. Watch your email tomorrow.
And a bunch of the new Ignite members got a bunch of equipment the last couple of weeks. There've been 3D printers going out. We're
All
going to be
kinds of stuff.
We're
All
going to be
kinds of
teaching
stuff.
3D printing, laser engraving. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to mix it up. We're going to continue to do our digital stuff, but I want to make sure that you guys, I'm going to force feed you into some physical product because y'all need to be into some physical product, man. It's just your life will get so much easier. Your life will just get so much easier when you do a little bit of physical product. But you want that hybrid of going from physical to digital because that digital is going to bring your margin up. And that's if you don't understand margins and stuff like that, then maybe you shouldn't be in business. But I think I can.
Or maybe you're just an Ignite member and we teach you how to do it, Perry.
Maybe we do that too.
Or that. Maybe do that instead.
All right. I'll stop being mean. You're right.
Jeez.
Okay. Cool. Shut up. All right. Can somebody mute her?
So Dan would actually like to ask a question. He can't get his hand up, but Dan, if you'll unmute yourself, you are more than welcome to ask the question. Samori, we love you so much. Thank you.
Good to see you, buddy. You going on the cruise, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know I'm going on the cruise. You know his ass is going on the cruise.
I'm on a boat, y'all.
He'll go anywhere I'm going.
Oh yeah, you bet. All right.
Dan, go ahead and unmute yourself, sir. Oh, I've got you. I will spotlight you, and here we go.
Hey, Perry.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. So one big question. I'm at work, so I missed half the presentation.
Yep.
I'm just wondering if there's a replay.
That's up to Emma.
I am absolutely going to do a replay for everyone who showed up on the call.
Okay, cool. Next thing is I already purchased your association package.
Yeah.
So I already have that. Any other bonuses?
There's a bunch of bonuses in there. The equipment's a big bonus. All the traffic,
Cool.
the traffic mastery's in there with all my best traffic buying buddies in there. We got 200 plus GPTs in there. There's loads.
Wow.
You
Okay,
won't be
cool.
disappointed. I don't think. Have you ever bought anything from me you've been disappointed with?
No, that's true.
All right. Well, good. Let's not start now.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you,
And
Dan.
if anybody is ever disappointed with anything they get from me, all they got to do is email customer service, say, I want my money back, and you can have it back. We only give it back on the equipment, but we will on everything else. I don't want anybody's money that doesn't want to give it to us. It doesn't feel like it's great value.
Amazing. Last chance for anybody who wants to ask Perry Belcher. What on earth? So Angie Norris's daughter is on the call and she's sitting there. Look at Angie Norris, Perry. She's sitting there sticking out her tongue. Her mother definitely is not in the room. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Where's she at? Oh,
hold on. Let me spotlight her little ass because her mother should know better than to leave us. Leave her with us.
I hope your leg gets broken too.
Yeah, there she is. There she is. Oh, thank you. Oh, Jesus. All right. Anybody else have any questions? Oh, Aaron, you're raising your hand. If anybody can't figure out how to raise their hand, if you just message us, we will absolutely go ahead and spotlight you. Perry, let's go ahead and let Aaron ask his question. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, Perry, this was great. A lot of great info. I'm thinking the best thing for me is gang sheets. Just single color t-shirts to start with.
Yeah.
Probably at a pretty low volume. And also I'm not going to be shipping because I'm going to be doing them locally in San Antonio. So I just wanted your recommendation.
Shauna. Them's fighting words there.
Oh,
you better
shit.
watch out. She'll whoop your ass.
Come on, buddy. We'll do it together.
She owns that city.
She did? Okay. All right. We'll see about that.
Yeah. There's plenty of room. Come on. We'll do it together.
No, actually, Shauna can share with you. We've got a really great source on single color transfers.
Okay.
That aren't even gang sheeted. They're so freaking cheap. You can get 9x12s for 15 cents.
Oh, okay.
And we got a great source for those. So yeah, it'll be super. She'll get that. I'll team you.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Perry Belcher, you never freaking disappoint, dude.
Well, that's what all my ex-wives say.
No, none of them said that. They said thank you for the house.
I met
you all.
Lies and traffic jams,
Absolutely.
All
We
right.
don't call him Uncle Perry anymore. We call him Pawpaw, just so everybody knows we moved to a different stage of life.
Well, I'm glad y'all were here. Thank you for being here. I hope you, no matter what you do, take this and go do it. Whether you do it with us or not, just go freaking do something. I mean, this is, you're wasting your Netflix hours watching stuff like this. Go do something. Just do anything, whether it's with me or with, if you don't get help at Charter Hospital, get help somewhere, but seriously though, just go do the thing. There's enough information. Honestly, if you want to dig, you can start this business from the document you got tonight that we shared with you. I promise you can. You might hit a bump along the road. If you can invest and you want to move forward, faster with way less mistakes, it's great if you join us, and we really hope that you do. But if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. That's what I always tell everybody. So give them a link one more time if they want to get in, and we'll give it 60 seconds, and then we're going to flute and toboggan.
While we're giving them a moment to click the link, which I just dropped, I'd just like to say for Ignite members, for those of you who are Ignite members on the call, just so you know, we are having a quick little birthday party for Andrew, Mr. Meat Pump after this call. Trisha's going to drop the link in Facebook for those of you that didn't catch it, because we're going to celebrate him. We're going to just reconvene in 5 minutes. If you're confused, message Angie or me. We'll help you out, but hop into Facebook and we're going to have a drink and just celebrate the life of Andrew, Mr. Meat Pump himself, Ignite member, because this is what Ignite does. We love each other. We celebrate each other. And Perry has cultivated a community like no other.
Weirdos and alcoholics. So if you feel like you fit this, bye y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate
Trisha,
you. See
thank
you.
you so much. Shauna, Russell, thanks everybody who was here. This amazing team that supports us and lets us do what we like.
We'll see you on Monday for more amazing bombs from Perry Belcher. Thank you.